beyond the lines, across the ocean, to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring honest pop news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank.
She said $50,000 is $1,000 to collect.
No matter how tough it is.
And come and salvage us from where we are.
Good morning and welcome to Open Conversation on Atlantic Television Network. Open Conversation is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impact to the society. Today on Open Conversation, we'll look at these stories. First, Edo State. Government response to Labour Party billboards destruction allegation. APC Vice Chairman resigns. On Yobe State, APC sweeps all chairmanship seats in local government area election. And on Kano State, Kwakwanso says Yusuf was distracted for 1 year. On minimum wage, states can pay 60,000 naira, organized labor says. On politics, HPC chieftain urges opposition to dislodge ruling party. And on restructuring, APC chieftain calls for adoption of unicameral legislature. Do not go away. When I come back from this break, we'll delve right into the show.
Representing people, Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank.
She said $50,000 is $1,000 to collect $3,000. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the daunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
you human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
On the line across the ocean to the land through the Sahara. We bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today only on ATN.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Give us access to our money to put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 3,000 is one child of collect 3,000 naira.
Always said there are two sets of people on the oppressors and
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Asim Adams, ESQ. Asim Adams is a legal practitioner, human rights advocate, and he's the convener, Lawyers Without Borders. Good morning, Asim, and welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning to you, Choma. Good morning, Nigerians.
And on to the story. Edo State government has sympathized with the Labour Party governorship candidate in the state, Olumide Akpata, over the removal of his campaign billboards. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation in Edo, Chris Nehikare, said this in a statement on Friday in Benin. Mr. Chris said that the government condemned any form of vandalism and urged all parties involved with such issues through proper channels. He also encouraged him to engage with the relevant agencies responsible for management of signage to settle any outstanding bills or disputes. The commissioner urged Mr. Akpata to prioritize addressing the internal challenges within his party and work towards fostering unity and stability. Meanwhile, ahead of the September 21st governorship election, APC suffered a setback as East Edo Central Senatorial Vice Chairman Chief Francis Inegbeneki resigned his membership of the party. In a letter to his Ward 9 Okpoji chairman in Esan Central Local Government Area and dated June 6, 2024, the Uzoya of Esan Land said certain things have been happening in his local government area recently that were at variance with his core political values. While stating that the APC needed to be repositioned in the state, Inegbeneki said from the APC was in the interest of the senatorial district. Now, Asim, you are from Edo State and well versed with the politics of Edo State. Let's start with Akpata's allegation against the PDP government, over the destruction of his billboards and the subsequent comeback by the government advising him to settle bills if he has outstanding bills. I mean, the sarcastic response and the advice that followed. Yes. Let's deal on Akpata then before we go over to the resignation of the APC vice chairman.
I think, thank you very much. I think what is happening or what has happened to the Labour Party, candidate in Edo State is not new in Nigerian politics. That is where you see that when an opponent or opposition member contests for an election, if the members or supporters of the other party feel that he has the clout, and the ability to cause them, mayhem, they begin to distract that particular candidate by doing things of this nature, pulling down. Probably okay, but I don't know his clout, other than the Labour Party, that he comes under the umbrella. But I feel that whether this is a distraction to APC, I don't know, because recently, for him accusing PDP, of pulling down his, billboards and posters, I hope it's not a small screen, to distract the APC. Because recently, why I'm saying that is because of the fact that before now, the APC were seeing, Akpata as a pseudonym, to PDP, a surrogate, a PDP surrogate, and a stooge that PDP, wanted to use as a state came in straight away and collected that particular ticket, whereas himself, a tested politician and a well-known politician, couldn't win that same ticket. So these are areas that I believe the police or whoever that is doing investigation must include and let us know where this particular, issue, is coming down from. I encourage the governor or the government of Edo State to go further than the mere mischievous statements that they made, saying that he should check out whether he is owing or he has an understanding with the signage companies. I believe that is very sarcastic, mischievous, and it's a bogus statement that I'm just laughing about right now. This is a more serious matter than that. And also, if
does it have the potentials of disrupting peaceful politicking in those states? Is it possible? Because Apata in his statement, when he was, laying that accusation against the government, he was telling the government to desist, tell their political talks, according to him, to desist from further destroying the billboards so as not to, in his language, take the state into anarchy.
Of course.
Do you see that happening?
Of course. Any act of umbrage and brigandage and violence and tone, the IG of Nigeria should work, all of them should work in synergy to give Edo State a free, credible, elections come September 21st this year.
Right.
Don't scare people away from voting.
All right. Still talking about the elections. When you look at, let's take a look at the resignation of the APC State Vice Chairman, Chief Francis. Do you?
In Negbineki.
Yes. Do you see this affecting APC strongly in the Guba polls?
Well, you see, Francis in Negbineki is somebody I know very well. Right in our days in Lagos, I used to go to his house at the quarter place VGC then. He's the owner of this, he's an oil magnate. And he has been in the political field in Edo State for some time now. And the question I want to ask is, how did he even come into APC in Edo State in the first instance? Because they were all, PDP members with Tommy Kimi. And when Ikimi left PDP, once and joined APC, he had to bring in people like, Negbineki and this other young man that's in the US now, Anslem. He brought them into APC. Now, at the end of the day, Negbineki was still in APC, remained there, and was a financier, a grassroots mobilizer, Edo Central, Anopoji. Anopoji is not too far from Igweben, where Tommy Kimi, that is regarded as a lion of Edo Central politics, after Aneni has exited, reside or is from. So he brought them in. Now, I was even thinking that he would have done this long time ago. But what kept him in APC till this, time or this recent movement, I really don't or cannot say. Because when he came in, I went back to PDP. I was thinking that all his boys and people who were under him will equally go back to PDP with him. People like Alexis Adoge, etc. All these are political gurus and titans in Edo State, and particularly Edo Central, as the case may be. You look at what's his name, Aswa Igodaro, also from PDP, from Edo Central. He's a strong, proxy candidate of Obaseki. Obaseki has strong roots also in Edo Central. Even though he's not from Edo Central, he's from Edo South, as the case may be. So I am looking at how that particular area is going to be. For me, it's going to be too close to call, as Americans use that word. It's going to be too close to call in Edo Central. The deciding factor in this election coming 21st of September might even be that Edo Central. Not even Edo North or Edo South. You know why I'm saying this? If anybody wins Edo Central, because the two candidates are from the same zone, if anybody gets the upper hand in that Edo Central, so that coming, it's like a colossus in Edo Central. Having lost Tony Aneni and Tommy Kimi he's now very old and feeble and famished. I believe that in Negbineki was the other godfather you know, in terms of financial strength, in terms of grassroots, you know, politicking, in terms of charisma, in terms of popularity. He has all these aces. So if he's able to organize and galvanize all this together, he's going to create problem in Edo North, you know, the area I come from. Edo North, you know, has the vote, even our voting strength in Edo North compared to that of Edo South is a very thin difference. Now, but Edo Central also has equally, you know, a large number of, you know, voting, you know, capabilities and capacity. But Negbeneke is something I wouldn't want. If I'm an APC man, I will fight to the last to retain, you know, in Negbeneke because of the pressure.
You mentioned it was going to be a close call. When you consider the Shaibu factor, you know, that is working against PDP and consider that Obaseki right now is out of favor with a lot of Edo people, particularly because of his issues, not with Shaibu this time, but with the Oba of Benin. Can that be swept under the carpet? Is it going to influence how PDP performs in the forthcoming elections?
You know, Awolowo said before the elections of most popular candidates do not win elections. Nigeria elections are just like voodoo type politics, magicians who come out. And true to type, you know, the 79 election came, Awolowo lost with a thin margin to an unknown Shehu Shagari, you know, whom he felt he was a neophyte in politics and he was nobody, ETC as case maybe. He lost. So Edo State, you know, elections in this particular instance right now, a lot of indices are going to play out. People's power, number one. Traditional, institutional, cultural affinity and values, number 10. Incumbency factor. I use the word enthronement, not elected, because selectively I use the word enthronement because we practice a kind of monarchical kind of democracy. Nigeria, even though might want to glide on, you know, whatever philosophy Obaseki had for that 8 years, so continue. So they might be asking for a protest vote against, you know, the Obaseki candidate. Because if you look at what happened, when the artifacts that were fought for, those artifacts that were stolen, were fought for and, you know, they were not brought back to Nigeria, you know, you find out that, you know, on an Obaseki, you know, went to the federal government and received those goods on behalf of the Edo State government. Whereas those particular artifacts are not governmental goods. They are traditional stolen artifacts from Benin. So ordinarily, what was stolen from my father's house, if captured or maybe arrested a thief,